Hi everyone. I'm Yumu from Susan's family. Today I'd like to introduce you the Cancer doll from the Constellation series. This toy consists of the main part and accessories. Start by making the main part, then create and attach the accessories. For making the main part, please refer to the separate tutorial on the plain body. The accessories include the facial features, hair, necklace and clothing. Let's start by learning the facial features. Begin with the eyes. Locate the increase points from round 13. This is where the head slightly protrudes. There are 6 single crochets between the increases on each side. Mark the middle position with a pin. Then, in the round above, mark both sides of the middle 4 single crochets. There are 4 single crochets as an interval between the 2 eyes. Each eye takes up 4 single crochets. Mark them properly. With the positions marked, continue making the eyes. Take a piece of black yarn. For convenience in watching, I'll demonstrate with another color. Pull out 2 strands. Thread the needle. Insert it from any position at the back of the head. Exit at the lower right corner of the eye position. Insert in the middle of the marked position on the left side. Then come out again from the initial exit point. Gently tighten. Pay attention that the eyes have a slightly downward curve. You can secure it with some glue if needed. Skip 2 stitches and insert into the hole on the left side. Exit at the position of the left eye. Make sure to exit halfway through the circle. Allow for some overlap at the end of the eye. That's how you make one eye. For the other eye, follow the same method and make it symmetrical. Finally, thread the yarn tail to a position next to the starting point. Tie off and weave in the ends neatly. Now the eyes are complete. Next, add the mouth. Position the mouth at the midpoint. It should be located in the indentation of the next round. Apply glue at about the middle position. Attach a purl. Pay attention to the direction of the purl's hole. That's how you make the mouth. Finally, one round apart below the eyes. And in the position of the next 3 rounds below, slightly towards the canvas, apply some blush. The exact position can also be determined according to your preference. The method is very simple, just complete it as described. Now let's crochet the ears. Take a look at the finished product. There are 2 ears, both starting with a magic ring. Crochet along the magic ring. After completion, attach them to the corresponding positions on the head. The new stitch used is T half double crochet and S slip stitch. Please watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Use the remaining yarn tail from the head to crochet. Start with a magic ring first. Then in the magic ring, work 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, yarn over once, insert into the magic ring, place the hook above the yarn, draw the yarn through. There will be 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over again, and draw through all loops on the hook. 1 half double crochet is now complete. Then work another half double crochet, yarn over, insert the hook, place the hook above the yarn, draw the yarn through, yarn over and draw through again. The half double crochet is completed. Work 1 single crochet. Then, in the magic ring, make a slip stitch. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. And draw through in once. 1 slip stitch is now complete. Chain 1 to secure. Enlarge the loop. Leave a 15 cm tail and cut the yarn. Slightly tighten. Close the magic ring. That's one ear completed. We'll use the side with a clear braid edge as the right side. For the other ear, make it in the same way. Just finish it up. Next, attach the ears to the head. Thread the longer yarn end through the sewing needle. Pay attention to keep the ears right side facing forward. Align the top edge of the ear with the canvas position roughly. The distance between the ear and the outer canvas is about 2 single crochets. Find the corresponding position. Whip stitch along the bottom of the ear to the corresponding position on the head. After sewing, tie the ends in a double knot. Secure the knot close to the head. That's one ear sewn on. Following the same method, symmetrically sew the other ear, just completed as explained. That concludes the explanation of how to attach the ears. Up to this point, the creation of facial features has been fully explained. Next, we'll learn the hair. Let's take a look at the finished product. The hair includes the scalp, hair strands, and hair accessories. First, let's learn the scalp. The scalp starts with a magic ring. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Please watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Start with a magic ring first. I've already prepared the magic ring here. Then crochet the first round. Begin with 1 chain. Not crocheted in spirals. You need to make a beginning chain at the beginning of each round. The single crochet beginning chain does not count as a stitch. Next, crochet 8 single crochets into the magic ring. After completing, pull the ring tight. Then, at the starting single crochet, work 1 slip stitch to join. If you do not know where the first stitch is, you can count the stitches backward. It's this big braid. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. And draw through in once. Slip stitch completed. For non-spiral crocheting, you need to crochet a slip stitch to join at the end of each round. The joining slip stitch doesn't count as one stitch. Tighten it up to avoid adding extra stitches later. That's how you complete the first round. Now move on to the second round. Start with 1 chain. For this round, pick up from the previous round. Crochet through the back loop only. Each stitch consists of 2 strands of loops. The strand closer to you is the front loop. The strand farther away is the back loop. Below, we'll pick up the back loop for a single crochet. That means just this one strand. Correspondingly, make a SC2 in 1. At the same time, weave the starting yarn tail. After completing, you can check the stitch count, then finish with a slip stitch. Crochet through the stitch of the starting single crochet. Pull tight. That's how you complete the scalp. The right side will form a row of small horizontal bars. When crocheting the next part, make sure the textured right side always faces you. The starting yarn tail has already been woven in. You can cut it directly. After completing the scalp, move on to crochet the braid. The hair strand has 2 layers. The first layer is crocheted in the second round of the scalp. The second layer is crocheted on the remaining half stitch of the first round of the scalp. The new stitches used are F double crochet and TVHDC 2 in 1. Please watch me demonstrate the specific crochet technique. First, crochet the first strand of the first layer. Then continue crocheting using the same yarn from the scalp. Start with 45 chains. Dow 2, start from the second last chain. Work 1 slip stitch in the corresponding position. Pick up the top loop of the chains and crochet. Note that the slip stitch here does not need to be tightened. Then work 1 single crochet. For the strands, pick up the chains. Crochet by picking up the top loop of the chains. After completion, work 1 HDC 2 in 1, that is, work 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. One, 2. The HDC 2 in 1 is completed. Below, crochet 4 slip stitches. Then comes 20 single crochets. Followed by 10 double crochets. Start with the first stitch. Yarn over the hook once. Insert the hook. Place the hook above the yarn. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over the hook one after another. Pull through the first 2 loops. Repeat this 2 times. The double crochet is done. Continue crocheting downward. Then work 2 half double crochets. Followed by 5 single crochets. Then at the corresponding stitch below, which is the same position as the slip stitch, work 1 slip stitch. Gently tighten the yarn. That's how you finish the first hair strand. Move on to the second one. Refer to the chart and start with the corresponding number of chains. Begin from the second to last stitch, and work in the corresponding stitch. Pay attention that all slip stitches on the hair strand should not be pulled too tight. After completing it, in the adjacent stitch, work 1 slip stitch. Gently tighten the yarn. That completes the second hair strand. The method for the remaining hair strands is similar. Make sure to refer to the chart and work the corresponding stitch. 1 hair strand corresponds to 1 stitch. The numbers 3 to 4 in the chart mean the third through the fourth hair strand are all worked using the same method. Everyone can finish the first 15 hair strands on their own. After completing the 15th hair strand, next, work the 16th hair strand. Pay attention, the 16th hair strand and the 15th one are both crocheted into the same stitch. In the same position, where the previous hair strand was slip stitched, work 1 slip stitch. This completes the 16th hair strand. For the 17th hair strand, simply refer to the chart to crochet it. Everyone, take a look. This is the first layer of hair strands. Looks like when finished. Now continue with the second layer of hair strands. First, locate the round of small horizontal lines on the right side. Work 1 slip stitch into the first small horizontal line at the bottom in the corresponding position. If you're unsure about the position, you can count back from the last small horizontal line. There's no need to tighten the slip stitch. This way, the yarn is brought to the position for the second layer of hair strands. Refer to the chart. 1 small horizontal line corresponds to crocheting 1 hair strand. The method is the same as for the first layer of hair strands. You can complete it on your own. Take a look. This is the second layer of hair strands. Looks like when finished. Finally, leave a yarn tail of about 10 centimeters. Break the yarn. Pull tight. Secure the yarn tail on the wrong side. That concludes the explanation of the hair strands. Next, we'll fix the hair. You'll need to prepare 2 segments of yarn for crocheting the hair in advance. Each should be about 20 centimeters in length. Set them aside for later use. The sample has random colors. Place the hair above the head. Make sure the right side is facing up. That is, the second layer of the hair strand is on top. The first layer has 4 shorter hair strands. They are directly facing the face, at the center position of the scalp, roughly corresponding to the starting point of the head. Use pins to secure them in place. Attach the hair strands closely to the head. The shortest 4 stitches of the first layer have 1 stitch on the left side placed on the left, and the remaining 3 stitches on the right. Place it in front of the ear, on the side of the eyes. At the fork position in the middle, slightly to the left of the center of the head. Secure it first with pins. About 5 rounds of the forehead should be exposed above. You can move the hair strands towards the middle a bit. If there's too much of the forehead exposed at the front, you can move the center of the scalp forward slightly. The tail of this strand should be on the side of the eyes. Neaten up the remaining 2. For the shorter hair strand in the second layer, place it similarly on the left side, in front of the ear. Tidy it up neatly. There are 2 slightly longer hair strands on both sides. Place them behind the ears. Secure them in position below the ears. Let the ends of the hair curl naturally. Arrange the remaining hair strands neatly at the back. First, locate the 4 short hair strands in the middle. Distribute them centered at the back of the head. Tidy them up first. Uniformly space them 1 round apart below the ears. Secure them with pins. Neaten the longer hair strands on both sides. For the parts of the hair strands that curl up, you can press them underneath other hair strands. There are 7 long hair strands on each side. This way, the hair is roughly secured. The ends of the hair need to be styled. First, take the long hair strands on one side, except for the one behind the ear, and divide them roughly into 3 groups. Pay attention. Each side must have 3 of the longest ones. Using these 3 longest ones as a base, roughly split them into 3 parts. Then braid them into braids. Make sure to place the backside of the hair strand on top. Ensure the texture is neat. The braid should be positioned at the side back of the head. The hair ends should be woven under the braid. Slightly enlarge the braid a bit. There are 2 strands left at the end. Shape them into small pincers. Wrap them with the prepared yarn a few times and secure tightly. Tie off below the braid. The yarn tails can be woven following the texture of the braid, just completed as shown. That's how you make a small braid. Braid the long hair on the other side into a braid using the same method. Just completed as shown. Everyone, take a look. This is the braid looks like when it's done on both sides of the head. After everything is set, use glue to secure the hair strands close to the scalp. Secure the first layer first. When securing, make sure not to ruin the shape. Press firmly to secure. Following this method, secure all the hair strands completely. When fixing the shorter hair strands at the front, note that these 2 strands should be brought together. The ends of the hair also need to be secured firmly. Make sure they don't lift up. If there are any bulging areas, press them down to lay flat. Secure the rest of the short hair strands firmly according to this texture. For the short hair strands in the middle at the back, do not fix the ends of the hair. Let them curl naturally at the position where it touches the scalp above. After securing is completed, also fix the middle of the braid. For the parts where hair ends are exposed, secure them properly. in the middle of the braids. You can also secure it. To make it more secure, make sure the ends of the hair on the backside are also fixed firmly. For the curled hair strands on both sides, let the ends curl naturally. The braid as a whole should have a slight upward curve. Everyone can follow this method and fix all the hair properly. As for the specific shape, you can also determine it according to your preference. Finally, remove the pins. That concludes the explanation of how to secure the hair. Lastly, make the hair accessories. Let's take a look at the finished product. The hair accessories include a headband, a bow, and a zodiac symbol. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific making method. Start by making the headband. Cut 3 narrow pieces of chiffon ribbon. Each piece should be about 35 centimeters in length. Combine the 3 segments together. Tie a knot at one end. Then braid it into a braid. While braiding, make sure the chiffon ribbon lays flat. Don't let it twist. You can use a weight to press it down if needed. Be sure to apply even tension. Keep it slightly loose. Smooth it out after braiding a section. This will help it stay even and flat. After braiding to a length of about 21 centimeters, compare it with the head circumference. The length should match the head circumference. There should be a slight overlap at the end. Adjust the length according to your actual situation. Once the length is confirmed, secure the ending part with glue. After it's securely glued, trim off the excess. Also, tidy up the knot at the beginning. Make sure it's fixed securely. Next, take the hairband you've made, and attach it to the head. Place the hairband in the corresponding position. Mind that the beginning and ending connection should be on the proper side. You can use pins to roughly hold it in place. The front part of the hairband should be about below where your hair parts. Leave 3 to 4 rounds on the forehead. Pay attention to making the hairband close to the head. It shouldn't be too tight or too loose. Confirm the position. Secure it with glue. Mind not to use too much glue, so as not to affect the appearance. That's how the hairband is made. Next, make a bow. Take out a wider piece of chiffon ribbon, cut it to about 25 centimeters in length. Tie a bow. Then adjust the width to about 3 centimeters. Pull tight. Leave about 2 centimeters of the ribbon below and then cut it off. Trim the shape. Then burn it with fire to prevent fraying. We will take the center position and the smooth side as the right side. Then take the wrong side of the bow and glue it on the position where the beginning and ending of the hairband meet. Right on the side of the head. After pressing it securely at the center of the bow, glue a small flat-bottomed pearl. This way, one side of the bow is attached. Use the same method for the other side and symmetrically attach another bow. Everyone can complete it this way. Finally, take out the Cancer zodiac symbol and apply glue on the wrong side. Attach it to the front hairband, corresponding to the position where the hair splits. Pay attention to the direction of the zodiac symbol. Press it securely. This concludes the explanation of the hair accessory. Up to this point, the hair section has been fully explained. Next, we will make the necklace. Cut a section of the yarn used for the head part. Thread one strand through a thin needle. Make sure the needle can pass through the seed beads. Here, I will demonstrate with another color of yarn. First, thread 23 seed beads. The exact number of seed beads can also be determined according to your preference. Then, thread a green bead. After completion, tie the yarn in a double knot. Ensure the necklace is loose enough, but still appropriate. Insert the yarn tail into the beads to secure it. For the other yarn tail, secure it in the same way. You can finish it according to this method. That concludes the explanation of the necklace.